many years have I waited for this moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm. For the one they called.
Returns, I will hold Alright. We live. I gotta fix one thing. And there we go. By far, one of the best ones. Let's go. Log that shit in. Log that in. Oh, wait. And then this one. Not that one. Hey, K-Rat, can you wake up Frank the cat? If he's not alive yet. Alright, let's see, we're here. The weather is still everlasting light. His phone is dead. Well. And he's offline. Oh, great. Right to VM, huh? What do we do? I don't have his girlfriend's number. Hoping maybe his computer's on. It says he's on Discord. No. Oh well. He's likely asleep, yep. Guess he's gonna miss it. I already scheduled this for today, so I'm doing this. With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the two remaining bearers of the relics, the new Mao are the nearer. We shall seek them out next. Among the Fey folk, they bear distinction with having abided in these lands since before the flood. They are also the friendliest of the men, and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are the source of much of the knowledge I have acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings. Let us away. Why am I running? Driving. Past yonder cliff lies Pla and Eni, home of the new Mao. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. Right, off we go. I did that wrong. The other way. This way. Ooh, we get a cutscene. Taki or Arivi? If the path striketh thee as precipitous, it is because it was once a mountain trail. Where the lake now lieth, there was a valley, in whose midst shrived the city of Obert. It was only when the Froth came in the wake of the flood that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where shepherds once tended their flocks. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the Fey folk for altering the land. The blame for that lieth with the light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees, an entire world, that it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. Yet in spite of all the tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. Was these hands which brought together the warriors of darkness and Menphilia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no aethermal calamity to forestall it, seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. The coming struggle promiseth to test our limits. But so long as we stand together, I doubt not that we shall prevail. Ah, mortals, just as we thought! Hast thou business with us? Business? Ha! Nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be the pixies of Lida Loran. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. Mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste, are you? Allow me to hasten you on your way. Teleportation magic. For our mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I have learned. Fey Cloak 'tis called, a most ingenious magic which rendereth one invisible to Fey folk, albeit briefly. They sent me backwards. I shall cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee, and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only give thy presence away. I gotta walk. Let's come out wherever you are. Okay, just walk right by that one. What should we do when we find them? Hey. Any moment now. I'm headed to the destination. Now I gotta speak with Bancred. Now I can mount up. I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? We were sent backwards by some pixies. I see, yes. I'd say that's a valid excuse for your lateness. You are hereby forgiven. In other good news, the New Mao village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as Oriante deigns to join us. Oh shit. Aha, mortals! Mortals are here, lots of them! Well, I thought you said the New Mal were man's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. It was beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. To have so many mortals appear at once. It's more excitement than we can bear. Greetings, Elder White Ink. Dear knee, it hath been a while. Pray forgive me my brevity. Time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of the New Mal. Stone scepter? Then you mean to lift the seal over Li Gai? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our Fey cousins, we New Mao have called this land our home since the time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus did fully many of us lay down our lives to seal away our king when they were corrupted by light. If we do it as you ask, our sacrifice would have been in vain. will defeat Titania. But then you'll only become another Light Warden. It changes nothing. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say this man is possessed not only of strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, he hath already laid low Light Warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. He is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but he harboureth the self-same desire to see the Sin Eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand, that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You have always done right by us, Oriange. If you have placed your faith in this man, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin Eaters. Be that as it may, this is not a decision to be made lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps. We don't have a turn of the moon unless we want to debate this with the Yulmoran army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee to simply roll over and acquiesce to our request. But even now a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear as I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightest fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it. Roll over? Fetch! Ah! You know full well that naught gives us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well, yet you speak the words of power regardless. It's unfair, I tell you. In happier times, it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Obert fell, however, we've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Oriange. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here a while and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable? You will offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see, perhaps you can begin with Marnosi. They are one of our foremost artisans, once held in the highest esteem by the Knights of Obert. With the Knights gone, however, Marnosi has had no opportunity to put their skills to use. They would be overjoyed for your patronage. Alright. Anyway. $1,182, 1,183, 1,184. Wait, did I already count that leaf? What are you, a mortal? Huzzah, huzzah! Well met, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms yet and armor that are threatening to fall apart at critical junctures in battle? You answered yes, you've come to the right Numau. I will restore your equipment to pristine condition for a payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam just outside the cave. Please, please, give their legs and your patronage to me. Let's go. Alright, I have to kill these things for it? Okay. And dead. Alright. Back to him. Teleporting. Ah, you are returned, and with the moss fungus legs, I hope. There are tools of my trade, lest you wonder, used to polish metal and leather alike to a lustrous sheen. Now that I have work again, I must replenish my stores. How many fungus legs will you give? Huzzah! 2 moss fungus legs, as befits the work, ah. To have neither more nor less expected of us is what we can provide. There is no greater joy. You see that for there to be honor in a task, we must receive precisely what it is worth. Too little means you belittle our ability, and too much means you question our integrity. You've given me fitting payments, and my services are at your disposal. I shall begin by inspecting your equipment. I see. Now, though I must ask for a small fee for the materials, I'm pleased to say that all your arms and armor may be restored. If you mean to change them in the near future, however, there's no need to hurry. My first repair is complimentary. Here's the coin which you may pay me when you desire to have the work done. My thanks for your patronage. Oh, and if you mean to offer your patronage to another, may I suggest he's yonder? Judging from your equipment, it's plain you're no stranger to battle. I believe Gizguff will have something to offer you. Alright, next guy. Ah, to have so many men visit us at once. This is a joyous day indeed. If it pleases you, please give me your patronage. As my patron, I ask that you remove the noxious mushrooms that grow in our cave. Flame spores, they're called. We would tend to them with magics, except they leave behind a harmful ash. We've no choice but to pluck them one at a time. Now you will be curious as to what I have to offer. I'm a purveyor of wares that will aid you in your travels. In exchange for your fitting payment, I will give you my choicest items. It's there. There we go. Yoink. You already removed the flame source? How very quick you are. Oh, but did you perchance search by the western entrance as well? I'm told that more have cropped up in that area. Ooh, more flame spores. You pluck the last of the flame spores, you sense a gaze from the entrance. I wasn't spying on you or anything. I've just finished my task and I should go and report back. Damn kids spying on me. Ah, you are returned. Have you dealt with the flame spores by the western entrance as well? Excellent. No more poisonous spores irritating our noses. For a little while, at least. Oh dear, I believe I'm getting sentimental. Having a patron again. It reminds me of the old days. Every day I would carry my wares to the castle to offer in exchange for men's patronage. Back then, the castle wasn't called Lee Gaia. The Hobarites built it and named it Groon's Licht. It was their last bastion in the struggle against Sin Eaters, and now they're gone, all of them. Nobles and knights and common folk alike. But enough reminiscing. I must give you what you've earned. And if you desire anything else I possess, I would be glad to offer them to you for a fitting price, of course. Now, will you be offering your patronage to anyone else? If so, would you consider Wide Lad? They've been under the weather of late, and the chance to perform an honorable task would cheer them up. You would be my patron? I can't do anything for you. The lawless ones took my invisible ink, and without it I can't make any of my arcane wares. Who are the lawless ones? They're Numal like us, except they've returned their backs on our values. Curs without honor, they are. They refuse to work, instead spending all their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. It was when I was outside for a walk that they set upon me and robbed me of my possessions, the ink included. I was too weak to resist them, but you, mortal, you look quite strong. Do you think you could take my ink back from those villains? If you do this, I will consider it your patronage, and by way of my service, I will make you something very special. Excuse me, Magnarmus, but I couldn't help overhearing. If you mean to overtake this task, will you let me accompany you? would learn from you and help in what little way I can. Sure, kid, you're welcome to join. Thank you so much. The lawless ones make their lair to the south, inside a cave called Father Collard's Chambers. They took many vials of ink, and I would be grateful if you could bring as many back as possible. And off we go. Oh, she's AFK. Mind. Go for it. I Father College Chambers is through here. I peered inside, and sure enough, it was milling with Numau. They looked none too friendly. If Bancred were here, he'd tell me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. I'll find all the ink I can and then come back outside. See you shortly, Magnarmus. He's got a good idea. Nikki. Alright, one last one. Let's go. Alright. Head back out. Speak with Minfilia. Oh no, they're attacking. By that tree there.
Oh, thank goodness. There you are. Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
Well, they didn't even see me because I'm a ninja. I see you use daggers.
Thancred taught me, but I'm still a novice. The Minfilius before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me.
Grinscape.
Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia. Once, we journeyed to Nabatha Reng together, to the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence, though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you, because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something, or bring you to someone, or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach. What is that?
Why? Why did you imprison us? Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come.
Repeat.
Come and play with us.
Jump scare.
It came from the castle.
Skill cap 2.
This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Numo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Oh, skill cape. Oh yeah. Teleporting. Oh, okay. Skill cape. Alright. Makes sense. But mercy, your majesty, we had no choice. Forgive us. Oh, it's you. My ink? Were you able to retrieve it? Haha, yes, this is the ink. It's almost all of it, too. When our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse. But thanks to you, it's simply bad again. You had the vision too? Oh, woe is us. Ordinarily, when a living being turns into a sin eater, it loses everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of their instincts. This manifests in the desire to play and be free. So strong as that desire, it often leaks through the seal to invade our consciousness. For a long time, we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. Forgive me, I was going to thank you for reuniting me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked, and so I will give you the service I promised. Nothing up my sleeve, and voila, may it serve you well. Need the right tickets. Cool. Ah, there's nothing like honorable work. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity. Oh, I should mention that Elder Wide Ink has returned a moment ago. If you would seek them out, I dare say they'll have tidings for you. There you are. I'm informed you've been an excellent patron to our people. For that, you have my thanks. Now then, you'll be pleased to hear that we've come to a decision regarding the scepter. If you would gather your companions, I would deliver our answer. Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind patronage. Having been deprived of purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at being able to serve again. But on to the matter of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we are forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor from torment. In light of this, we've decided to entrust their fate to you. Take it, the stone scepter of the Numau. This makes 3 relics, 1 more, and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you as regards your foe. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title bestowed upon one chosen to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Ilmeg's founding, arose as a ruler of an all-fey folk to bring order to our riotous kind. In our turn, we fey folk render our blessing unto nature, unto water, wood, and wind, that our king might further be further empowered. Though they are become a sin eater, their powers remain unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature. Oh dear, is there anything else that we should know? Anything else? Only that you feel unready for the challenge. If you feel unready for the challenge, none here would blame you for it. You are welcome to remain among us a while longer. After all, I myself have yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I will next have the chance. We would see that you are we're comfortable, of course, and do all in our power to make you feel at home. Oi! Honestly, I look away for one moment and every fairy and their nuncle tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling, mine, do you hear? Not yours, not the Force, and anyone who so much as thinks about trying to seduce him will wish they hadn't. Final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held in the Amaro's safekeeping at their settlement, Wolkdorf. It beareth mentioning that these Amaro are unlike those which thou hast heretofore encountered. Owing to a particularity of evolution, they are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate with them as we have the faith folk. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish you well on your way. When you arrive in Wolkdorf, seek out the largest Amaro. His name is Seto, and he is their leader and the bearer of the relic. Yes, K-Rat, we're going to go see Seto. Attuned to the threat. And enormous Amaro. Alright, he said he'd be the biggest here. What will you say? Seto! Oddbert? Forgive me, I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us what brings you to our village? Do I hear you all right? You desire the crystal shoes that you may confront the Light Warden. No, you mustn't think such thoughts. Even if you are indeed immune to the Light's corruption as you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly. Return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? Come, my friends, let us leave him with his thoughts. It's harder by far to change the minds of they who mean well than they who mean ill. Forgive me, but I'm not sure I understand. And little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. It would behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community, I think, and there is no surer way than to speak with its members. In such wise, you will come to understand that Seto's reason for refusing us, and I hope gain all insight into how they may be persuaded. So I bid ye seek out the Amaro and make yourselves known unto them. A gentle touch will suffice by way of a greeting. Alright, giant camel birds, the quest. Where is it? Hotbar 2. Okay. How long has it been since I last felt a man's touch? I cannot help but be reminded of my master's hand. He was a knight of Vobert, a noble and valiant soul. But like so many others, he died fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory. You on. Ah, that tickles enough. I never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, we Amaru were bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all of us mindless beasts, but then a mage of Ranka gave us the gift of intelligence that we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us. If we live long enough to amongst men, this seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us amongst other things. So it was with me, though I never had a master, as I told you. Nimbus. Oh, what's happening? Why am I being petted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. You're kinda loath to come here for fear of the Fae folk. But then, we are Fae folk too. When we first made our home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. It's easy to forget sometimes. Speak with Arianje. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Amaru, I take it. Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is out of concern for our welfare and not scorn that Seto seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet confront their king we must, and to that end we must needs have the crystal shoes. Magnomus, might I prevail upon thee to confer with Seto in private? The task of slaying the Light Warden will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee, I believe, that he worrieth most. Tell him of thy many great deeds, spoken earnest. Thy words may yet move him to change his mind. You have spoken with my brethren? Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die. Not anymore, none of us can. To lose one who has placed a gentle hand on us even once fills our hearts with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters will readily attest. This is something I must do. What am I supposed to make of such declarations? Tell me, why do you wish this? This land no longer a man's fight for, nor will your doing so compel the Fae folk to change. And in order to obtain the other relics, you will already have paid the due price, not more is owed. Why then would you risk all to face our fallen king? To keep a promise to my friends. What did you say? The very words, could it be mere coincidence? Very well, you may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider giving you the relic. See that you are well prepared, then meet me in the clearing to the east. There I will lure out the fiends, that you may slay them. Alright, I'll see to it that I'm ready. Let's do it. To him we go. I will use my voice to lure out the sin eaters, as I once did when I hunted with an old friend. A feeble cry for the ravenous, a mighty roar for the territorial. I still remember the tricks. But come, we begin at your signal. Ready then? Very well. God, a snowman sin eater. And dead they are. Oh, bears. Made short work of those creatures, I will not deny it. I've seen enough. Let us return to Warwickdorf. Here, driving towards the crystal. Getting sidetracked. Be it by thy ease, with which you slew those sin eaters, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think, and if you should be willing, there is a favor I would ask of you. This is not a test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. A while ago, I fought sin eaters who had wandered into Ilmeg. In the heat of battle, I dropped a prized possession, a medallion. Of all the places that it should fall, it was Longmirror Lake. We Amuro are not fond of water. We certainly cannot dive very deep. I briefly entertained the thought of turning to the Fwa, but they are more likely to keep my medallion out of mischief than return it to me. I had despaired of retrieving my treasure, but having seen what you are capable of, perhaps you will be able to find it. While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go and search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept it as gone forever. Actually, I'll get a ride with Lucky. Let's mark it. Southwest. There's the spot. Alright. Underwater right here. Going down. Alright. Got Seto's medallion. Turn medallion to Seto. Going to Wallachdorf. Ah, you are returned. How fared your search? Here's your medallion, buddy.
Ah, my medallion! You found it! Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young. In those days, I could not speak, but we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy. His name was Artbert, and he was my friend.
Ardbert, thou sayest?
Everyone blamed him for the flood, him and his comrades. Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Artbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
I'm sure Albert knows how you feel.
You remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due, perhaps, to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Ardbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless,
Well, I mean, it was his
cannot
old
help
friend.
but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
Got the last one. The last of the 4 relics.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Il Meg. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught.
As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Midfilia. You'll only get underfoot. Now come.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
Oh shoot. Walk away from the quest. Forgive me, it seems my indecision has cost you precious time. But I am convinced now, convinced that you will triumph. To the south you will find the bridge to Ligeia. As the bearer of the 4 relics, the gate to the castle will open to you. Actually, I'd kill you. Alright, to the front gate of the castle. Watch the gates. Watch. The gate has recognized you bear all 4 relics. The seal is broken. All that remains is to enter the castle and confront Titania, a being bereft of reason and mercy. It is sure to be a ferocious battle, but if anyone can bring an end to our king's torment, it is you. You know this, my adorable sapling. Though we Fey folk may appear to live unfettered lives, there are still laws that bind us. To take back as much as taken, to create as much as destroyed, to give as much as received. In all things, balance must be preserved, and the same will be asked of you. But worry not, come what may, your beautiful branch will ever be at your side. Alright, now... Where do you find group members? Let's see what happens. Nope, he did not. Do. No. We've got 3 DPS so far. Just need, what, one tank? And there we go. Let's do this. We're gonna ready check. Everyone's ready. All right. Let's launch this shit. First, do this. Join. Commence. Let's get this started. I'll commence pulling, but it's not a dungeon. Oh, is it quiet? Who goes there? I forgot that it's so quiet during the... Ah, so much time lost, so much frolicking and feasting left undone. We must make up for it. We must begin by playing with you. Let's go!
For the night is bright and you can sleep when you're dead.
You tried. Alright, Mist Rune. That's gonna be the water thing.
When you play with fire.
Alright, now we get into the fire into the water for this part. Get the boss away. Pull back.
We're sick of this cramped old castle. Let's clean.
And there we go. Good dodge, everyone. Gonna do this. Alright, back to the north with you. Come over here. There we go. I gotta aim this one off the map. There we go. You can aim those AoEs right over here, right this way. What? Why is it aiming that way? That'd be aggro. Odd. Anyway, it's dead. That one's down. Next one. Alright, last part of the DPS check. Just gotta take out this guy before the bar fills. Kicked his ass. Alright.
Dance like the leaves on the side.
And there's that. I forget, do we stand in these or avoid them? And there we go.
We can play no more.
And we have defeated her. Great job, everyone. Oh, Mardard. Oh, but what about second dinner? One death, a miracle. Alright. Let's go.
You have freed our fallen king. Not that I expected any less, my Snayak.
Your chicken noodle soup ain't even cold yet.
The dress,
Nice.
the crown, the scepter,
Enjoy.
the shoes. The time has come for these relics to serve their true purpose. For they are not only keys to the castle, they are also blessings to be bestowed upon the new king. The way into the castle is opened when it is time to relieve the reigning monarch of the throne. And the brave soul who does the deed has the honor of taking their place. However, should you ascend the throne, you will become one of us, never again to live as men do.
Yeah, I don't want that.
My adorable sapling, my precious mortal. We Fae folk live forever, but such is not your virtue. To strive for a dream you will never see, to sow seeds that others might one day taste the fruits of your garden, that is the beauty of your kind. Burn bright and shine as only you can. These blessings, your lovely branch will accept in your stead. Kinla, Ilichla, Ilmek, Okbra. Now, shall we attend to those unwise enough to trespass in our realm?
Oh, yes, we should.
Confound it! How did they get here so fast?
Damn these pixies and their tricks!
How in the seven hells?
Listen well. We come in pursuit of villains who have fled to this land. You know who and where they are. Now show yourselves and answer me before I lose my patience.
Oh, stop! It hurts! It hurts!
Enough! Lift the enchantment!
Minfilia, willful child. How many times must I come to collect you?
I won't return to your maw. And I won't let you hurt my friends.
What is this stance? Where did you learn it? No oracle I trained would make such an unseemly show of herself. Know your shame, gal. You're powerless. You have no life nor purpose, save that which our master sees fit to permit.
Who are you to dictate her purpose? To lock her away and deny her a life? If she was powerless, it's because of you, you sanctimonious swine. But no longer.
Fool! Defiance only begets more suffering. It is through acceptance alone that one may find solace in this god's-forsaken world.
Look! The sky! He's done it. The Warrior of Darkness has triumphed.
General? What are our orders? What do we do?
We do what we came to do. Subdue this rabble and find the Warrior of Darkness.
Forward, men! Take the villains captive!
Yeah, take this captive.
Are you deaf?
Yes.
I said...
Axla Orwain! Axla Orwain! What's happening?
Oh, he's dealing with the floth. Never deal with the floth.
Water? That wasn't there before.
Orwaik Kansasi, Orwaik Kinsey.
What's the matter with you? Get a hold of yourselves, damn it!
Yep. You don't need to come for the Warrior of Darkness. The Warrior of Darkness is coming for you.
General, they come in greater numbers. We must retreat.
All who stand with a Warrior of Darkness shall face justice. My master demands it.
Pizza the Hut will send out for you. Yes.
I see. Well, it's a good thing Retold volunteered to become king in your stead, for all our sakes.
We are grateful for your timely aid, Retold, or should I say, your majesty.
It was the first night in recent memory. We all of us but wished to make the most of it. That's something you must remember about us Fae folk. Though our existence may be eternal, we exist only for the present. We live in the here and now, paying no mind to futures that may or may not be. To wit, we are not driven as men are. We cannot fight for such causes as men do.
Does that mean you won't aid us against the Sin Eaters?
Not unless the mood takes us. But if it was to repay a debt, well then, that's another matter.
Yeah, you did.
To take back as much as is taken. To create as much as is destroyed. To give as much as is received. Such is the way of Ilmeg. By this law, we shall lend you our strength. In return for the beautiful sky you have restored to us. In times of need, do not hesitate to call.
About our pact.
Silly sapling. I shall remain at your side. Even should my body be in the castle, 'tis a simple thing to have a little part of me accompany you. Treat them as you would your Ismiths.
She got Midnud. Anyway. Ne'er for a moment did I doubt that thou wouldst triumph over thy foe, yet the majesty of thine achievement delighteth me nonetheless. Night hath returned to Ilmeg, and we are one step closer to delivering the first from its doom, and averting the 8th umbral calamity. 'Tis but a pity thou wert not present to see the Fae folk put the Yule Morns to flight. 'Twas a sight to raise the spirits, I do assure thee. Ah, but what value allies they might prove, were the mood only to take them. And Thancred says, I knew you could do it, and not only because of your blessing, you have a strength all your own. It has seen us through many a trial. With the warden defeated, I believe our work here is done. It is time we were going together. Needless to say, to the bitter end, the fate of our two worlds is being at stake and all that. Now then, I suggest we hurry back to the Crystarium. Much and more may have happened while we were frolicking with the Fae folk. That Ranjit elected to pursue us makes me hopeful the city was spared Yulmoran's attentions, but I would sooner see for myself. Besides, I believe I speak for us all when I say I've had a belly full of Ilmeg. Let us away before the fairies think to play with us again. The Crystarium. Red sends congrats for us not wiping. Nice.
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yes. Yormor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
Oh, would you look who it is?
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity, I am Emmett Sel, Asian.
Gaius spoke of you. A native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining?
Well, that is our goal, so...
Following the flood, the First had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters!
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Your meddling kids and your dog, too.
Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habrea did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian Slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions. Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted. I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
Remember that wave he does when he walks away. It's important later. Cooperation? He can't be serious, can he? Well, we've certainly been given much to ponder. First things first, we should report to the Exarch. You can run along, Magnarmus. We're perfectly capable of handling this little task. In light of your recent exertions, I say you've earned a rest. Go on. Take yourself off to bed. We'll see you later. Refreshed and ready for more. You'll see why she says that later. About him being her favorite villain. Welcome back, sir. We've been expecting you. You will find refreshments laid out in your quarters. We hope they are to your liking. Will you be retiring now? Yes. Very good, sir. I bid you a pleasant evening. Hope the past few days have not been overtaxing. Pray take your rest and recover.
From the Exarch, is it? With that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. You probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed. Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmet Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining. Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascian's own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmet Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
Not everything.
You mean Seto? Well, that's... I suppose you're right. He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
Good morning to you, sir. I do hope you are well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the Ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. Alright, in we go. Did another voice scene.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon? Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters. Put each and every Light Warden to the sword. Prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs.
Oh, I like a round of fisticuffs, though.
And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
I don't know, but if he crosses us, I'll make him wish he hadn't.
I'm sure you will. But consider for a moment. If he meant simply to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Armarang, and Raktika remain.
Free to go.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Armarang in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right, though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There is a church, or rather, the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask that you go before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall there remains a tablet, whose writings I believe may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. A most considerate proposal, very well. Ere we depart to Raktika, we shall journey to Fort Job that we might secure this relic. To Fort Job. Here amidst these ruins we will find the Church of the First Light, and within that hallowed hall the tablet we seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as man's final bastion, but as a testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood with its inexorable tides would drown nigh every one, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures which then did arise from that fulgent deluge were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour sin and sinner both, whence came the name of Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twas in the dark they sought solace. The most devout of these worshippers, and Shadow did then migrate to the Raktika Greatwood. But that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here. Aye, this is indeed the church we seek. You have not done anything you said you were going to do? Shoot, it's auto-advancing. It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne the scars of decades of disuse. Its subterranean construction hath done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time, yet the reason for its unremarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so arose reverence for the dark, and its followers did want for places of worship. To be plain, the standards which do adorn these walls do not belong not to those who built them, but to worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed, who subsequently migrated to Raktika, yes? Indeed. 'Twas beneath the shaded boughs of Raktika Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary. Oft and many times did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The Exarch knoweth full well what Y'shtola in her seclusion doth labor to learn all she may of the blessed in their past. Is why he sent us here. I now see. The tablet of which he spoke no doubt provideth a glimpse into the history that she so yearneth to comprehend. Well then, we'd better hurry up and find it. Alright, search your surroundings and target it. There it is. Found it. Hey, it's right there. It's right there. I see it. Within the altar, thou sayest. Naught escapeth thine eye, 'twould seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious, these engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I am not mistaken, they are written in the script of the ancient Empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Raktika. It'll be no small matter to decipher them. A fine gift for our seeker of truth. 'Tis plain the Exarch understandeth Y'shtola only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for our journey into the woods. Ere we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed, which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they make the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief that the blessed one's own name must never be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. Yet this commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and in rare cases masters their disciples. So, it is that Ishtola has taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the blessed presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the god who keepeth the vigil at the great woods border. Alright. Well met, traveler. What business brings you here? Need to go to Raktika. Yes, of course, right this way.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder.
Wasn't ready for it to scream Yatlahi at me yet.
To which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule!
Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Good one, Tancred.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Here we go again, Lahiing. 'Tis plain our Asian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Were it otherwise, he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily, it pervadeth every corner. And so long as the Light Warden remaineth, the Sin Eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without surcease, if naught is done. 'Tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of Sin Eaters did lay waste unto their largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on. Wayward souls in want of a guiding hand. For a mercy, Ashola have provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend our steps to Fort Goen. Alright, let's go. It's the burning building from the trailer.
Nor has any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction. Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Surround them!
These senators, they're not like the others.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak? It's a Sin Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
This one's too funny not to do. Upo?
That will seem a lot less amusing when we are forced to kill them.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so, I retire to the shade. Good luck.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runar, report.
Master Matoya! We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company, the one I know not. There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though he is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by his most puissant hand.
It cannot be.
Nice to see you too, Master Matoya.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Raktika and its people.
Alright, Lahi in 3, 2, 1. You have been busy since arriving in the First, I gather. But I would hear the tale of your travails in a more suitable surroundings. With Fort Goen yet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I will await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate, and you will find me soon enough. He's missing all the Lahi. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the Twelves would, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed. You missed so many good parts of the story, too.
Slitherbough is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
He understands that I'm not the same, that I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Quest complete. No slots left in inventory. I'm not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alizé and Alphino have changed since arriving here in the first. You're right. After my untoward remarks to Thancred, no doubt he thinks that I changed for the worst. I will have to speak with him later. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin work on deciphering this tablet in the meantime. Perhaps he should take a look about Slitherbow. Is there anything you need? Pray speak with Runar at the plaza. Welcome, friend, welcome. My apologies for our less than hospitable greeting earlier. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? From the Crystarium, I see. And this tablet you've brought may help us find the Light Warden here in Raktika? Well, you are welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Be alright if I joined you. Of course, anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you, she means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. With our priests slain and our home in ruins, we were at the mercy of the Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance, we were able to rebuild. Before long, she became a central figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadow we may come to find a solace. That's not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again. Now that she is with us, I have no doubt the others will feel the same. She is as much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are very grateful for all she does in service to the Dark. Did you not hear? You did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to, so as long as they reside within Slitherbow. Show reverence to the Dark? In a word, yes, but fear not, it is not too involved. Let's begin with something simple. Follow me. Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they likely have returned from a journey beyond the borders of Raktika. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of the light's impurity. A simple, perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment, that I might rid you of the light's impurity? Definitely not on my screen. As Bruno lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? I'm not sure, to be honest, but not refreshed exactly, but I do feel indifferent. Has this water been treated in some way? Only blessed by our priests, they are practiced in the arcane arts. In such, it is said that their prayers imbue the water with a faint, dark energy. A prickling sensation? No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. The dark aspect of this water should have no discernible effect unless... By the gods, Master Matoyo was right. You are Sin Eaters! I jest. What you felt was likely no more than the chill of the water. So now would be a good time for you to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbow. For that, I must teach you a customary greeting. Alintuta. In the language of Ranka, it is one of several ways one might say good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone. You need not worry. Merely speak the words Alintuta and they will know you as friends of the blessed. I will await your return here. Now go. They are like to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. The elderly woman smiles warmly. I have no business with strangers. Ah, newly come traveler. Alan Chisi, and welcome to Slitherbow. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the sunless sea. The quiet makes it easier to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods. Alright, last one. Away with you! Oh yeah? Well, Alintuta you. Alinchisi, welcome friend. I take it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in near everything you see. But Fear not, our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask and it is yours. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but already I'm starting to feel at home. There is still much I have to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see now that they've built such a thriving community. I think I'm gonna call this one the last quest. Ah, you are returned. Very good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been too long since we have had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions, or there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, we cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand, it'd be my pleasure. We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a jug of water and water the crops in the square. Can I help too? Of course, one of you can do the filling, the other the watering. Speak with Urzabel when you have finished. She'll be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see to your room and a warm meal. Right then, I'll fill you water. This was the only jug I could find which was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. We'll need to hurry to the garden before all the water leaks out. You've watered half the plot. Grab another jug and fetch another jug and take care of the rest. Is there enough water for the plot? Only about half of it. Only half? Let's see. Let me refill the jug for you. Do it again. Do it again. Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something? You watered the crops. Ah, my apologies for not noticing sooner. I have been rather distracted of late. Watering the crops has always been Tadia's duty, but she is no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We could plant something if you like. There is no need. The plot is small, it is true. It provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more. I don't know how you manage. Have the Blessed not considered leaving? Life would surely be easier amongst almost anywhere else. I can understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know of our history, how our faith came to be? Yes, I believe so. The Knights Blessed was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Raktika Greatwood. I see you have read your history. There is a history that is old and one that is lived. Like so many in those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all they held dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those who lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as sin eaters. The people were without answers, without hope. Their gods having drowned along with everything else, it seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But soon they realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that truth they found a new faith, a belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond these burning skies in the sunless sea above. That is why we pray for the people for the safe passage of wayward souls into that blessed black abyss, for the return of the night, that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the selfsame reason, for our founders first chose them, that we may lead the lives of simplicity within the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yulmore, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler existence. You are kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, though it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast up to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts. Keep alive the legacy they have left us. This we must do for them, our children, and generations yet unborn. To keep their legacy alive. Alright, I think this is a good place to wrap it up for the evening. It's about 9 o'clock, so we can call it a night. Have a good night, Crash.